the hell? Oh, crap! It's all the way down there! And I need to somehow go teleport hopping. Oh, damn it! From one place to the next. Boop. Here we go! Roll, feel safe for those the noble hearts. There we go! I can now see everything. Also, that looks like a giant arm over there. There we go! Where do I have to go? Here?
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spice is of the highest quality.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Let me guess, the military is not popular here.
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Huh? Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on.
Or we could just sniff the spirit gas and find out for ourselves, but maybe this will help us get there.
Osfun told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item?
Fine.
Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market.
Really? Because the market has everything that you want for no apparent reason, but it's there anyways? What do you have to say for yourself? Elham. Elham.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help you?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to port?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little.
So it's not exclusive.
Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder.
Why?
Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the Academia.
I thought they weren't welcome, but of course they are, but I don't know.
You see over there?
Yes.
Those are students from the Academia.
Maybe even
They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago.
Is it because it's really hard to study?
If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
It's almost like, well, what's better, research or trade?
Those students seem to be discussing something.
Is it part of the stolen convoy? Maybe.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about King DESHRET and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
Ein. Oh god, it almost sounds like a Ayn Rand sort of thing.
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing.
Also, it is very interesting that the academia in Sumeru is the one who has rejected faith and has completely taken on reason as the only thing that's necessary.
They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ain al-Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Yeah, well, what if the info is not good? Then what? Do you get your money back?
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
So you're gonna have to actually study?
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge?
Well, I guess that makes sense. And the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Really?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon.
Maybe.
Is knowledge So, what's your plan?
Let's try talking to one of the Eremites.
Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 Mora! Have you lost your mind?
And I won't let him off easy if it turns out to be a scam.
Oh, alright. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of Mora.
Really? Is it a scam? Scene.
It's the place we heard those students talking about.
Wait for some time.
Oh, you've arrived. Please, take a seat.
So these are the Eremites?
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of King DESHRET, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
Says the person who wants to reinstate their dictator back into power.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
Interesting, it's called Caracal Battalion, not the Osla Battalion, because that would be plain stupid, and I could relate to a bunch of other games like Metal Gear Solid 3.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Because the name itself is, in fact, a popular term on YouTube, and it's been used as a catchphrase or reference. I don't know why Caracal is even necessary aside from its relevancy, but Patrick, put in a video of a quick Caracal to give you an example.
Yeah, with Boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Have you ever handled a Caracal before? If you've ever seen a Caracal video, these things are goddamn hunters. I don't know, if the name implies anything, maybe you should kinda be careful.
Huh. All these guys talk about is King DESHRET, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when King DESHRET exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
A traitor?
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should have...
Fine. I hear you guys are talking. May we talk with you?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
Student from academia... Traveler.
A traveler?
Now's probably not the time to talk about that. Didn't the student say Eremites are wary of outsiders?
I'm a student from academia.
A student? What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Says the person who just ignored the person saying traveler. Looking for a certain something.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Give him 50 more, give him $500,000.
Oh, Paimon can't stand this.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there.
Did I actually spend $500,000?
Well, what are you waiting for?
I just have one more question.
Oh, that's right! We heard you mention King DESHRET just now. We're actually interested to know more because...
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of King DESHRET. Years ago, King DESHRET founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru.
Advanced civilization, but...
King DESHRET was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
Really?
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed King DESHRET's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Just thinking about it, but the story doesn't end there, oh no. King DESHRET isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection.
Oh, great. It almost sounds like a Jesus metaphor at this point.
Mark my words, our God shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true God will suffer retribution. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of King DESHRET.
Can you tell us more about the Oracle?
I don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Really? You got 500,000 more and you're not gonna say anything else?
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Ooh.
Huh?
Really?
You again? Deranged Academia lunatic?
Yes, it's me again.
Alfheim?
I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this?
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Did he actually make it perfectly clear, or you're making it perfectly clear?
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the Academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals.
In other words, I'm gonna play rough and you're not gonna like it.
I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
They're gonna escalate it.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
You're gonna arrange a fight. Be there, or be square.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 Mora to them.
Not so fast. Give me back my money that you actually scammed.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
I'll pay for the food.
Mr. Iman, There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
They're all bought out, aren't they?
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too!
Al-Haytham. God, I feel like he's gonna be helping us a lot.
Yes, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions.
I feel like we were looking for information, but we found something better. So, again, it's like the journey, but it's like we're looking for a destination, but it's all about the journey. Funny how everything we do, it's all about the process and not the ends.
He went that way!
What?
After him!
What? Oh god, there's like text that just appeared right in front of me. Alright, where is it at? Yeah?
Wait up! It's Al-Haytham, right?
Al-Haytham.
What do you want?
Thank you for your help and helping me to get back $500,000.
No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even.
You know something I want to know as well.
Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. Alright. Goodbye.
Alright, goodbye.
We still have something to ask you about!
Do you know where the Dendro Archon is?
Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that?
Student? No. Outsider? Yes.
A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
I know a thing or two about swordplay.
Huh? Oh, yeah! She's really strong! Weren't you saying something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
She doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Oh my god, it's just... Oh, you don't know anything. It almost sounds sexist now that I hear it from him. So, again, you have to somehow convince this person we know what we're doing.
Maybe not, but she can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we... Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting.
Alright, I accept. Got a pen and paper? We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
Okay.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
Whatever's related to the gods. Oh god, I feel like I gotta say more to this.
You were willing to part with 500,000 Mora for something and you didn't even know what it was?
Well, I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't know 500,000 Mora would be related to that, or related to a scam.
Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile.
Okay.
Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
Why are the Academia and the Eremites against each other, or some of them? Why does everything sound like it's an Ayn Rand thing? Because that's kind of what the Academia is. It's actually an Ayn Rand thing.
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
What is it?
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha.
Okay, physical Akashic records.
Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents.
So it's like a hard drive with data on it. Anyone?
Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulate.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, I'm so impressed by a USB hard drive, I'd somehow have to not be amazed at everything else.
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumeru to privately possess or trade them.
Privately possess. Why? Why?
They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use.
Why? Is it like a Buddhist thing where nothing lasts forever? Like, I know that's Yaimiko's term, but like the idea that physical things from the spiritual realm should last? Or is there another reason behind it?
But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate.
Maybe because not everybody wants to live in a collectivist hive mind and they kind of want to have their own individual things going on.
Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to Mora for the Eremites.
So, basically, the object that was stolen from that convoy was a canned knowledge thing. What the hell was it called again? Miniature Akasha knowledge capsule. So basically, there was a knowledge capsule that was in one of those convoys. It got stolen, it had something to do with the gods, and maybe that's why it's the most valuable one?
Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up.
Sell the useless stuff to people for a lot of money. Something recently... Yeah.
Oh, so that's your true objective.
I want to know why, I want to know where it was lost, and who would want to find it, so I could find the person who might have found it, and then get it off of them, and then find out where the Dendro Archon might be, or I have to do something else on top of that.
With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer.
Well, then how could... What do I have to do?
You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people.
Let's talk privately so nobody gets the wrong idea. Because everything in Sumeru is like a social problem, considering the fact that it's almost implied to be a hive mind. Or actually it is.
Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something.
What do you want?
I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant.
Is that the person related to the knowledge capsule? Or knowledge... Damn it. What was it? Knowledge capsule. Oh, it was.
Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell.
Okay.
She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations.
Okay.
I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further.
So I have to somehow get in there.
Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Because he's blacklisted!
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Oh, okay. I have question privileges for my task, but not for anything else.
Fine.
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
Yeah, well, again, it's almost like it's not about the destination, it's the journey. So you'll have to figure it out on your own as you get there. Okay.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, well, that kind of the whole point.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste.
So I'll have to find out what the good taste is?
I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
Fine.
What? We only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
Oh god, it's almost like Morty's Mind Blowers from Rick and Morty. We have to tell, like, Dory is like the most hated character in the game, by the way. Okay!
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight?
Yes?
Oh? That's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue.
Okay. So, it's like every person I meet, like, quickly has respect for me. Like, I don't trust you. And over time, I trust you.
Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
How do I... Yep. One is smaller, one is bigger.
They look the same to Paimon.
One is a bigger green thing, one is a smaller green thing.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
Can I use it now? Ooh. The left one radiates more.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
The left one. The one on the left shines brighter.
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value.
So we gotta look for one with a lot of brightness.
Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here is the mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Great! It's like dealing with the Millilith all over again!
Matra?
That's the Millilith for Port Ormos in Sumeru.
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time.
Screw it. Go on.
Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikella Funduk.
Oh, God.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a traitor near Old Ormos.
Oh, God.